Have you ever woken up in the morning, and before your eyes fully open, you already feel it? That dull, stubborn ache in your knees, that quiet stiffness in your fingers, the kind of pain that doesn't scream, it just lingers. You sit up slowly, hold on to the side of the bed, and take a breath, because even standing up feels like work now. If that sounds like your morning, this video was made for you, because you deserve answers, not just painkillers, not just it's part of aging. No, you deserve to know the quiet things that are making it worse, right there on your dinner plate. In this video, we're going to gently walk through 3 common foods that silently trigger inflammation in your body, and why cutting them out could help you wake up with less pain, move easier, and maybe, just maybe, smile a little more freely again. Now, this isn't about strict diets or giving up all your favorites. You've lived long enough to deserve comfort, but sometimes a small shift makes a big difference. Let me tell you about Mr. Henry from Charleston, South Carolina. He's 68, retired school teacher, grandpa of 4, and for the past 10 years, he's been living with arthritis in his hands and hips. He used to think it was just old age, until his daughter, a nurse, asked him to try something simple. She said, "Dad, just take out these 3 foods for 2 weeks. That's it. Let your body talk to you." Henry thought it sounded silly, but he did it. And 2 weeks later, he told her something that nearly brought her to tears. "It still hurts, but it's not angry anymore." That's inflammation. It builds quietly, day after day, often from the very foods we think are harmless. White breads, certain cooking oils, that innocent-looking sweet treat before bed. They may seem small, but inside your joints, they're adding fuel to the fire. And when you already live with arthritis, that fire doesn't need help burning. So stay with me, because in just a moment, we'll talk about the first food on the list. It's something most of us eat every single day, without realizing what it's doing inside. But first, take a breath. You're here, you're listening, and that means healing is already beginning. Let's start with one of the most common and most overlooked triggers of inflammation in the American diet: refined white flour. It's in our bread, our pancakes, our biscuits, even that morning toast we pair with coffee. But here's the thing: when we eat foods made with white flour, like white bread, bagels, or crackers, they quickly break down into sugar inside the body. And sugar is fuel for inflammation. Dr. Amanda Lewis, a rheumatologist in Cleveland, says it best. For people with arthritis, sugar is like gasoline on a fire. You may not feel it instantly, but over time it builds pressure in the joints, making them swell and ache. Now, we're not talking about giving up bread entirely. You don't have to eat dry lettuce the rest of your life. But there's a better choice, one that still comforts you but doesn't punish your body. Whole grains, oat bread, sprouted grain toast. They take longer to break down, they don't spike your blood sugar, and most importantly, they cool the fire instead of feeding it. Let me take you back to Mr. Henry, the man from Charleston we mentioned earlier. When his daughter asked him to drop white bread, he resisted. "I've been eating sandwiches for lunch since 1962, he laughed, but she made him a deal. "Try Ezekiel bread for 2 weeks. Just swap it. That's all." He agreed. 2 weeks later, he noticed something small, but powerful. He wasn't groaning when he stood up from his recliner. He wasn't reaching for the Advil before bed. It wasn't magic. It was removing a daily irritant, one he didn't even know was hurting him. That's the hidden danger with food. You don't always feel the damage in the moment, but over time, it collects in your hands, your knees, your back. And suddenly, the things you used to do without thinking, walking to the mailbox, gardening, kneeling to hug your grandchild, they become harder, slower, painful. But here's the hope. Just as food can cause inflammation, it can also ease it. With every better choice, you're not just eating, you're healing. So the next time you reach for that slice of white bread or that bag of crackers, just pause and ask your body gently, is this helping me or hurting me? You'll be surprised how clearly it answers. In just a moment, we'll talk about the second food, one that often hides in your kitchen and quietly stiffens your joints without warning. The second food, it's not sweet, but it slips into almost everything we cook. Refined vegetable oils. Yes, the ones that sound healthy, like corn oil, soybean oil, even sunflower or vegetable blend oil. They line grocery store shelves. They're in salad dressings, store-bought sauces, and most packaged snacks. But here's the quiet truth. These oils are processed at high temperatures, which damages their natural fats and creates something called omega-6 overload. Now don't worry, this isn't a science lecture. Just know this. Too many omega-6 fats fuel inflammation inside your body, especially in the joints. And if you're already living with arthritis, that can be the difference between a stiff morning and a painful one. What can you use instead? Olive oil, avocado oil, even a little butter used mindfully is better than pouring inflammatory oils over every meal. And it's not about perfection, it's about protection. Start slow, swap one oil, make one small change. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're trying to feel well again. Now the third food may surprise you. Processed sugary snacks. Not just cakes or pies, but little things that sneak into your day. Flavored yogurts, granola bars, those soft, low-fat cookies that seem innocent enough. Sugar, especially the refined kind, triggers the same inflammation pathways that worsen joint pain. And when combined with stress, age, and lack of movement, it becomes a recipe for chronic pain. But you don't need to give up joy. You can still enjoy sweetness, just choose it wisely. Try a handful of berries instead of a cookie, a square of dark chocolate instead of a slice of cake. Let food become your friend again, not your enemy. And remember this, every bite you take is either feeding your pain or feeding your healing. You've come so far in life. You've given love. You've raised families. You've worked hard. You deserve to feel good in your body. You deserve mornings that don't begin with a wince. You deserve days filled with ease, laughter, and lightness. So if today you choose one better food, if you remove one small trigger, you're already healing, not just your joints, but your spirit. Thank you for being here, for listening, for caring about your health. Even now, if this video spoke to you, give it a like. It helps us reach more people just like you. Subscribe for more gentle wellness videos made for real life, not perfection. And leave a comment, share your story, because someone out there might need your voice today. Stay strong, stay kind to yourself, and remember, every step toward healing counts, even the small ones.